Discovering Kazakhstan is Dennis Keen's biased view on culture and the modern life of Kazakh people. Amazing landscapes and architectural masterpieces all over Kazakhstan.
Salam, Привет, and hello. I'm Dennis Keen, and today on Discovering Kazakhstan, we are in the western city of Uralsk, exploring this region's rich natural beauty. To begin with, we're going to be taking a riverboat down the River Ural, and we hope that you'll come along with us. The Ural River is actually the third longest river in Europe. But wait a second, you might say, we're in Kazakhstan, we're in Asia. But actually, over here, on the east side, where the sun is now rising this morning, is Asia. But over here, in the west, is Europe. The Ural River has traditionally been the dividing line between these two pseudo-continents, and actually Western Kazakhstan considers itself to be entirely within the European continent. The Ural is really the lifeblood of Western Kazakhstan. So much so that there's actually a canal here running off the river that takes the water and puts it into the water supply of the entire region. So the water that we drink actually comes from this very source. Along the shores of the Ural, there aren't many great beaches because of the cliffs and the marshes and this kind of habitat. But if you come to one of the river's many small islands, you can find a beach all to yourself. Along many stretches of the Ural, you might notice that the topography on one hand is a little bit different than on the other side. On this side, we have these bare brown cliffs, whereas on this side, lush green wildlife. Now, what's that all about? It turns out that this happens during a curve in the river called a meander. And on a meander, some of the water along the inside of the curve collects all the silt from the other side. And over time, all of this silt and nutrients gets pushed over there, making lively and green on one side, dead and brown on the other. Our Captain Dima had a great idea. He said, let's stop and have some tea. I thought he meant just sit back on the boat and relax there, but he pulled over to the side of the river, and it turns out that all along the Ural, they have these kind of secret picnic spots where you can stop, drink, eat, camp, relax, and the scenery you can see here is really lovely. Right along the river, we've got a cool breeze. I couldn't think of a better place to relax and have a nice morning tea. So this is really interesting. So our Captain Dima has this book. It's called the Guidebook to the Ural River. And for every kilometer along the way, there's a name for these places. I wanted to know, what is this picnic place called? He says we mostly just call it our picnic place, but historically speaking, there are names for these places, going all the way back to when the Cossacks were sailing this river during the time of Catherine the Great. Well, this is a first for me. I've never driven a boat before, but Captain Dima is very generous with his with his boat here, but it's kind of scary because I have a bridge coming up and I would like not to cause any kind of international catastrophe. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Captain Dima. Maybe we'll take a selfie first. As a city surrounded by several wide rivers, one of Ural's major natural assets is its well-watered forests. And one of the most beautiful is actually here in a park that locals still affectionately call by its old Soviet name, Park Kirova. From the top of the Ferris wheel, you can really appreciate just what a special place Park Kirova is. It was opened up in 1840. It's one of the oldest parks in Kazakhstan. And from here, you can see that there's a border between this oasis of forestry and the city itself. The city's citizens still love to come here on the weekends, especially in the summer, to relax, play in the fountains, and enjoy this natural beauty that they've been given. If you come to Park Kirova, see if you can't find one of the park's many 200-year-old oak trees with a special plaque that says Dub Исполнение Желания. It means the wish-giving oak. There's a special handprint here where you can put your own hand and think of your wildest fantasies. Give me 3 more wishes. If it seems like the whole city is here in the summer, it's because it's a place with something for practically everybody. You can have a picnic or have some barbecue, take a stroll or take a ride. And if you want to take a swim, the Chagan River is never far away. After seeing what kind of natural beauty the Uralsk region has, I was really inspired to learn that there's a special camp here, a kind of eco-camp, where they're learning to protect this environment. It's called Camp Eurasia. Lucky for me, I've been invited to come see what kind of special work they do. Camp Eurasia is full of these beautiful forests. But apparently, it hasn't always been this way, because a lot of the trees have been planted by the campers themselves. Kind of a classic environmental gesture to plant a tree. But when I think of it, I think it must be a lot of work. You have to get a bunch of soil, some shovels, plant some trees in a park. It's a whole project. But they tell me that actually it's a lot simpler than that if you use their local method. They take these sticks from a willow tree, you put it in some wet soil, preferably by a river, and they do have plenty of rivers here, and within a few years, it's already sprouted into a beautiful young tree. So in this kind of place down by the river, the swampy location is a perfect place to plant our willow trees. It's not the best with all the mosquitoes, but it's a great place to get down, put in our sticks, and when we put it here with a 45-degree angle so that it can soak up a maximum amount of water. And once it's in there, you don't even have to water at all. We're just gonna leave it here and see how it grows. So guys, you wanna come give it a shot? These kids are also masters now in planting willows. And I think if every camper here at Eurasia plants one of these little sticks, we're gonna have a whole forest here after some time. If we were to come back to our little sticks after a few years, this is what we would see. a beautiful young willow tree. This kind of tree is really important to the local ecosystem because its root system reaches down into the shoreline and holds everything together. Without the willow, you wouldn't have the Ural. When I got a tour of the grounds, I realized why Camp Eurasia feels like such an oasis. It's because the entire place is actually surrounded by one big row of trees. There used to be this loud, dusty road here, and they decided to block it off with what they call a zelený pojas, a green stripe. They planted all of these trees here, brought in these irrigation canals, and a few years later, we had this beautiful backdrop for the kids to enjoy. I think every camp needs its own anthem, so I thought that I would put together a little something for Camp Eurasia. So let's see how it goes. Ready, girls? At Camp Eurasia, we love to play in the trees, running around with the birds and the bees. Camp Eurasia, we'll hold you in our hearts, and when we think about you, we never want to part. Oh, Camp Eurasia. Well done. I'm really amazed by this place. It seems like the perfect place to spend a summer, to get away from the city with its sounds and its smells and its smog and its smoke. And though there's definitely no smoking here, they do have what they call a smoke tree. We have this kind of plant actually all over America, but it's quite rare in Kazakhstan. At the camp though, they've collected trees from all over the world in order to teach campers about different ecosystems. Большой Евразийский салям. That is the local greeting here, a big Eurasian hello from the kids. And how lucky they are to have this beautiful beach on a beautiful river. And on a day like today, we can go rowing. I have my own river guru here, Mirjan. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So what can we see today?
We can see good weather.
Okay.
First, we can show you our river, Jerko.
So this is the Derkul River. Is this the same as the Ural River?
No, it's not the same.
Okay.
It's a different river.
You guys have so many rivers here. I heard that actually you even call it the Venice of Uralsk. You have Derkul, you have the Chagan, you have the Ural. What a beautiful place to have a camp here. So we can take a little rowboat adventure today with you and with your team. Are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Go.
I can't imagine a better ecological education than this, being able to take a rowboat out on the Derkul River, be in nature, learn about just how rich this region is in natural resources. And this camp is really one of its kind. They say that here, these kids receive this kind of ecological education that you can't find anywhere else in Kazakhstan. But it may be a movement that is growing. They've been organizing these really cool expeditions where kids come out in these boats and they ride down the entire Ural River piece by piece, learning about different aspects of the ecology. So they measure the water for its clarity, they do chemical tests, they learn about the riparian habitat, about the different animals and fish and wildlife that live around here. I think these kids are really lucky to be here in this part of Kazakhstan and to learn how to appreciate just what they have. All right. Hey, good job, Mirjan. You're a good pilot. You got us here dry and safe.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Woo!
You're welcome. Be careful.
It was a really beautiful experience being out there on the river. I wish I could come back here every summer just like these kids, learn about the environment and learn how to take care of it, because what they have here is really special. So for now, I want to wish you, in the local tradition, a big Eurasian goodbye, and I hope you join us next time on Discovering Kazakhstan. I'm Dennis Keen. Thanks for joining us.